Hello dear students, in this video I am going to talk about quantitative aspects of electrolysis and Faraday's laws. Students, in the 1800, two scientists named as Nicholson and Corliss has done the first time electrolysis of water, and they are able to produce H2 gas and O2 gas. So after that, in the 1830s, a scientist called as Humphrey Davy has done the electrolysis of molten NaOH and molten KOH, and he is able to produce elemental sodium and potassium. So till that people were thought that sodium hydroxide and potassium hydroxide cannot be decomposed into smaller parts. Then after the Humphrey Davy, Davy's assistant, his name is Michael Faraday, has given quantitative relationships in the electrolysis, which we will study it as Faraday's first law and Faraday's second law. Let us start our discussion now. Quantitative aspects of electrolysis. Quantitative aspects of electrolysis and Faraday's laws. Faraday's laws. Students, this topic is from the chapter electrochemistry. Electrochemistry. Faraday's first law. Faraday's first law. Amount of substance deposited or liberated at respective electrodes is directly proportional to charge that has been passed. Students, amount of substance deposited, if it is a metal, if it is a solid, that will get deposit, or if it is a gas, it will be liberated. Amount of substance deposited or liberated at respective electrodes, right? If it is a cation, it will be formed at the cathode. So general principle for the electrolysis, what happens in the electrolysis? Cation get reduced at cathode, anion get oxidized at anode, right? At respective electrodes is directly proportional to charge that has been passed. So students, we can write it as W, amount of the substance deposited or liberated in the electrolysis process, is directly proportional to charge that has been passed. Charge is in coulombs, Q, right? Symbol is Q. W is equal to, students, we will introduce a proportionality constant, that is Z into Q. So charge, we can write it as I into T. Current multiplied by time is charge. Since here Q is equal to IT, so W is equal to ZIT. Here Z is known as electrochemical equivalence. Electrochemical equivalence. Z is equivalent weight of the substance, divided by 96,500. Students, 96,500, that is charge on 1 mole of electrons. Charge on 1 mole of electrons. Charge on the 1 mole of electrons, 6.02 into 10 power 23 Avogadro number multiplied by charge on one electron is 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 coulombs. This value is approximately 96,500 coulombs, which is known as 1 Faraday. 1 Faraday. 96,500 coulombs is equal to 1 Faraday. Students, if we pass 1 Faraday charge, that is a 96,500 coulombs, then it will deposit the weight of the metal or the weight of the substance, which is equal to its equivalent weight. For example, if we take aluminum, equivalent weight of aluminum is 9 gram equivalent weight. Equivalent weight in terms of grams is 9 gram, right? Gram equivalent weight for the aluminum is 9 gram. Similarly, for magnesium, it is 12 gram. Gram equivalent weight is 12 gram. General valency, the generally aluminum in the solution state, it will exist as a Al3 plus. Magnesium exists as Mg2 plus. So, when we pass 1 Faraday of the charge, 1 Faraday is equal to 96,500 coulombs, then it will deposit weight of the metal which is equal to its gram equivalent weight. That means, if you pass 1 Faraday of the charge, then if it is aluminum, 9 grams of aluminum will be deposited. If it is a magnesium, which is equal to its equivalent weight, 12 grams of magnesium will be deposited. If it is a sodium, its atomic weight, gram equivalent weight, both are same, that is 23 grams can be deposited. If it is hydrogen, hydrogen gram equivalent weight is 1 gram. If it is oxygen, 8 grams is liberated, or we can convert this into the volume at STP conditions also. If it is a chlorine, 35.5 grams it will be liberated. When we use a 1 Faraday charge, then it will deposit or it will liberate the gas. If it is a gas, gas can be liberated. If it is a solid, solid is deposited. That is equal to its gram equivalent weight. Students, now let us discuss about the Faraday's second law. Dear students, next let us discuss about Faraday's second law. Faraday's second law. When same quantity of charge is passed through different electrolytes in series, then amount of substances deposited or liberated at respective electrodes is directly proportional to its equivalent weight. Students, Faraday's second law, which says that when same quantity of charge is passed through different electrolytes in series, then amount of substances deposited or liberated at respective electrodes is directly proportional to its equivalent weights. For example, let us take one is a silver nitrate solution AgNO3, and another container which has copper sulfate solution CuSO4 aqueous, AgNO3 aqueous. Another container we have AuCl3 auric chloride we are taking, which is also aqueous solution. Two metal electrodes are kept in each solution. Two metal electrodes are kept in each solution, metal electrodes are kept in the each solution, and these are connected to the battery. These are connected with the battery. Assume this is anode, this is cathode. Sorry, cathode is indicated with the small line, that is negative terminal of the battery, which is connected with the electrode, metal plate which is connected with the negative terminal of the battery is cathode. The charge on the cathode is negative, and the electrode which is connected with the positive terminal of the battery, which is called as anode. This is anode here. The charge on the anode is positive. Then these are connected through the series connection. These are right, minus plus anode. Then this is negative, this is cathode. Then this is anode, plus. Then this has plus anode. This is a cathode. Then students, for this electrolysis process, 3 different electrolytes in series, same quantity of charge is passed through these electrolytes. Then amount of the substances deposited is directly proportional to their equivalent weights. So from this we can write weight of the silver, weight of Ag by equivalent weight of Ag is equal to weight of copper deposited by equivalent weight of copper. Equivalent weight of copper is equal to weight of gold deposited, weight of Au Rm divided by equivalent weight of Au. This is known as Faraday's second law. Students, now let us discuss 2 questions based on the Faraday's laws. Students, let us take one question. A current of 2 amperes was passed for 1.5 hours through a solution of copper sulfate when 1.6 grams of copper was deposited. Calculate percentage current efficiency. So students, percentage current efficiency they are asking. Percentage current efficiency we can calculate from the charge required divided by charge passed into 100. Actually, what is the amount of the charge required to deposit 1.6 grams of copper? We will calculate by using the Faraday's first law. Then that is a charge required divided by charge passed. We can calculate from the this Q is equal to I into T. From that we can calculate charge required by charge passed into 100 will give us percentage current efficiency. Students, first let us calculate what is the Q passed. Q passed is equal to I into T. We can write I into T. So I value is current is 2 amperes. Time always we need to substitute in seconds. 1.5 hours is equal to 1.5 into 60 into 60. In seconds it is, right? So this will comes around 10,800 coulombs. 10,800 coulombs. Then by using Faraday's first law, that is W is equal to ZIT or ZQ, right? W is weight of the copper deposited is 1.6 is equal to Z is equivalent weight divided by 96,500. Equivalent weight of copper here it is atomic mass is 63.5 divided by its charge copper sulfate. In the copper sulfate, charge on the copper is +2, sulfate is -2. 63.5 divided by 2 will give us the equivalent weight of copper. Z is equivalent weight divided by 96,500. So multiplied by Q. So this Q is Q required. Actually, how much amount of charge is required? Q is equal to 1.6 into 2 into 96,500 divided by 63.5. Students, this Q on calculating, you will get it as 4863 coulombs approximately. Then percentage current efficiency is equal to the Q required is 63 divided by Q passed is 10,800 into 100, which is equal to approximately 45% current efficiency will get. Now let us take the second question. Next question. 4 Faradays of electricity were passed through AgNO3 liquid, CdSO4 liquid, AlCl3 liquid and PbCl4 liquid kept in 4 vessels using inert electrodes. The ratio of moles of Ag, Cd, Al and Pb deposited will be. 4 options are given: 12:4:16:3, 1:2:3:4, 12:16:4:3 and 4:3:2:1. Students, first let us write the charge on the metal cations in the given electrolytes. AgNO3 liquid, that is in the molten state. CdSO4 liquid, cadmium sulfate liquid state. AlCl3 auric chloride, aluminum chloride liquid state. PbCl4 lead 4 chloride, it is given, right, liquid state. The charge on the metal cations: Ags plus charge, Cds plus 2 charge, Als plus 3 charge, Pbs plus 4 charge. Students, so these for discharge, Ag plus requires 1 mole of electron, then it will convert into Ag solid. Cd2 plus requires 2 moles of electrons, that is Cd solid will get. Similarly, Al3 plus need 3 moles of electrons, which gives Al solid. Pb needs 4 moles of electrons, which gives Pb solid. Students, here charge on 1 mole of electron, that is charge of 1 mole of electron is 1 Faraday. So that we can write it as 1 mole of Ag requires 1 Faraday charge. Then in the question it is given 4 Faraday charge. 4 Faraday charge can deposit how many moles of silver? That is same 4 moles of silver can be deposited from this. From here it is for the Cd plus 2. For 1 mole of Cd requires 2 Faraday charge. Then when we pass 4 Faraday charge, how many moles of Cd will be deposited? That is 2 moles. 2 moles of Cd will be deposited. Similarly, for the aluminum, 1 mole of aluminum Al requires 3 Faraday charge. How many moles are deposited when we pass 4 Faraday charge? That is 4 by 3 moles. Similarly, for here Pb plus 4, right, 1 mole requires 4 Faraday charge. Straight away it is given as 4 Faraday charge. So students, now let us calculate what is the mole ratio here. Mole ratios will be, when we pass 4 Faraday charge, it will deposit 4 moles of Ag, and for the Cd it is 2 moles. For the aluminum it is 4 by 3, and for the PB it is a 1, right? Let us make this as an integer ratio by multiplying total with the 3, right? So by multiplying this total ratio with the 3, we will get 12 is to, this is 6 is to 4 is to 3 we are getting, which is given in the option C. Option C is correct. Okay students, this is about Faraday's law of electrolysis. Thanks for watching.